So let's talk about the keys to success for a lymphatic system cleanse. There are 7 keys that I wrote down that are crucial for lymphatic system cleanse. And again, the river of life of your body that keeps you clean and free of toxins in your body, really the key system to being free of sickness and disease as we know it. It starts with this lymphatic system. It's crucially important. So here's the 7 keys. Number 1 is open kidneys. So we've talked about kidney cleansing. We've done a kidney cleanse. The kidneys, as we've discussed, should be, your urine should be cloudy, stinky, full of sediment, dark color. This is a sign of kidneys that are open, that are filtering waste out of the body. We've been told the opposite in the medical community. We've been told the opposite even in natural health, that our urine should always be clear. That's not true. If your urine is always clear, all you're doing is getting rid of excess fluids that your body doesn't even need. If you're peeing all day long because you drink a ton of water, and you're getting up at night to pee, you're just getting rid of excessive water that your body has no use for. You're never getting deeper into actually cleansing and healing the body, pulling old water, old waste out of the body and eliminating out through your kidneys. So that's step number 1, is you have to have kidney filtration. I would not even encourage you to do a lymph cleanse unless you have kidney filtration, until you have dark urine, cloudy, sediment-filled urine, and stinky urine. That is super crucial. That's step number 1. Step number 2, you have to take stress off your lymphatic system. So this is where diet comes into play. This is eating fruits and vegetables. This is eating a clean diet. The less you eat, the faster you heal. The less you eat, the deeper you get into cleansing your lymphatic system. Fruits and vegetables only is a great way to do it. You can do vegetables only. You can do fruit only. You can do juice only. You can do water only. You can get into various levels and depths of fasting, but you have to get away from grains and sugars and dairy and meat and all these heavy congesting foods. If you're going to get deep into cleansing the lymphatic system, you are going to have to let off the burden of the body so that it can get deep into cleansing this 100,000 plus mile system. And you're not going to do it overnight. I'm still working on mine. Most people are still working on theirs. It's just the reality of where we're at as a people. And God wants to cleanse us. He wants to heal us. But it takes effort. I mean, there has been a lot of congestion going on in our systems from this various generations of the choices we've been making. So it takes time. But you have to relieve the stress of heaviness of food off of the system. And a great way to do that is to do a cleanse. So remember, the less you eat, the faster you heal, the deeper you're going to get into that lymph. So that's step 2. Step 3 is heat and movement of the lymph inside of your body. So I have a drink as part of my lymph cleanse where you do cayenne pepper and you do ginger. You do heating, stimulating herbs that are going to move lymph inside your body. You might start sweating. You might do a hot tea with the ginger and the cayenne and some of these herbs, and you might start sweating. That's great. You're going to take herbs that stimulate lymph flow, like echinacea and poke root, and there's all kinds of herbs that stimulate lymph flow. And so you want to take a combination of herbs and these spices that bring heat to the system that's going to move lymph. So that's crucially important. Chaparral is another great herb for moving lymph. There's tons of herbs that are great for moving lymph, but those are just a few of them. And they're in the formulas that I recommend during the cleanse. And so that's number 3, is heat and herbs to stimulate flow inside of the body. Think of how many people are just cold all the time. They got cold hands and feet. They got poor circulation. You really need to stimulate that internal heat inside the body. That's going to move lymph. Number 4, sweat. Sweat. And I talked about before in the intro to the lymph cleansing and why it's important, how I didn't sweat, and I always thought that was a great thing. Not a good thing. You should be sweating. And that's one of the ways the body removes toxins and waste from your body. And so sweating is really key to lymph cleansing. So you can get in a sauna. I prefer the dry saunas or the far infrared saunas over the steam saunas, but any way you can get in a sauna and sweat, it's going to be good. Let me tell you the way I cheat. I make a sauna in my car. I get in my car. I don't roll down the windows. I don't turn on the air. and I just drive and I just sweat, and I feel amazing after I do that. And so use your car as a sauna, especially in the summertime. You cannot turn the air on in your house and keep it hot and sweat, and we do that. You know, if it gets up to 100 degrees, we might turn the air on, but for the most part in our home, we leave the air off, and sometimes it gets hot and sometimes we sweat, and I think that's a good thing. We've definitely been spoiled. We got to have the temperature always 71.5 degrees. I'm joking, but we always have to have this perfect temperature, and that's not reality. That's never been human history. We've always had to work with the elements, and there's times where we're cold and hot, and it just brings resilience to the body. But my point is, sweating is crucially important. So you can cover up with covers, again, the saunas, use your car as a sauna, whatever you got to do to sweat, you're going to feel great, and that's going to move lymph, and that's going to help with detoxification. Step 5 is movement and exercise. So this, of course, is another way to sweat, but movement moves lymph. And movement is exercise, and movement is breathing. So real quick on breathing, just a quick thing you can do is you can breathe into your nose, deeply into your diaphragm, release it out, and then hold your breath. And that will, as long as you can, and then breathe in through your nose again. And that's just a quick exercise to remove carbon dioxide out of your lungs, increase your oxygen flow to your body, and deep breathing moves lymph. There's only 2 ways lymph move. It's through breathing and through movement, actual physical movement, like you doing physical labor or running or jogging or lifting weights or working out in the field or doing manual labor. You have to move your body to move lymph. My favorite way to move it is through jumping, through a rebounder. So you can just do jumping jacks, you can jump on a mini trampoline, you can get a cellar sizer rebounder, some really nice, good quality rebounder, but movement is key to moving lymph. Because again, people's lymphatic system is stagnant. And so if you couple all these things together, you're going to get great results in moving and cleansing your lymph. And if you haven't been a big sweater, you're going to notice that you start to sweat. And again, that's a good thing. So the lymph system, because of the way it's designed by God, only moves if you move or if you breathe properly. And most of us, like me, we're shallow breathers. We got to learn to slow down, breathe in deeply. That's going to move lymph, and we have to exercise. That's crucially important. At least 30 minutes or more a day of some type of a lymph moving exercise. Number 6, dry skin brushing. So that's odd to some people. Maybe you haven't done it before. Maybe it just seems weird to you. But think about it. You have skin, and right under your skin you have nerves, you have blood vessels, and you have lymph. It's all right there underneath your skin. Your skin's just a protective layer. And so you take this hard, dry bristle brush and you dry skin brush. It has to be dry, not in the shower, not when you're wet, when you're dry, like before a shower. And you always brush towards your heart. You're actually brushing towards your lymph so that it can drain properly. And you brush from your feet and your legs up, and you brush from your arms towards your heart, your back, your stomach. Just brush your whole body. It can be a quick 3 to 5 minute process. You can buy dry skin brushers at health food stores. This is just to stimulate the nervous system, stimulate blood flow, stimulate lymphatic flow. And a cool little trick that I have as part of my lymph cleanse is you can take essential oils that are really good for lymph cleansing, like bay laurel and like cedar wood or lemon, and you can add those to the dry skin brush and then dry skin brush. And that works amazing. So it's not only going to stimulate the lymph, but you're going to get those essential oils right into your skin, right into the flow of your blood and lymph to help, again, speed healing. So dry skin brushing is step 6. Step 7 is doing enemas. And I know some people have never done them. I know some people are a little leery about it. I know some people who it's completely saved their lives and everywhere in between. But enemas is a good way to get a large majority of toxins and waste out of the human body. So I am a fan of enemas, not long-term, not forever, but as a part of cleansing. And if you're going to do like this 21-day lymph cleanse or any kind of lymph cleanse, it's good to get waste out of your body. There is a big portion of lymph. It's called GALT, gut-associated lymphatic tissue. And guess where it is? It's gut-associated lymphatic tissue. It's around your intestinal tract. It's the largest portion of lymph in your entire body. And guess what? It is responsible for taking all the waste from the food that you eat and cycling it through and moving it out of your body, moving it out of your kidneys. And so if that's all blocked up and gummed up and congested, this is why people have food allergies and food sensitivities. Everybody blames it on leaky gut. And sure, people have leaky gut. That's a fact. But people also have a congested, blocked filters, and the lymph is backed up and the liver's backed up, and they can't process the waste, even metabolic waste from normal foods that we eat. This is why people are getting away from grains and sugar and dairy and gluten and lactose and all this stuff. It's because our filters are blocked up. And a lot of it is this gut lymphatic tissue completely congested around the intestinal tract. And people have reactions to food, and they get stomach pains, and they eat food and it hurts their gut and their system, and they're having food allergies and reactions to food. And if you do enemas, you can clear a lot of that out really fast. And so I love God. I love the way He designed the body. It's so hard for so many of us struggling for our health, struggling through cleansing to heal our bodies. And it's such a journey for so many of us, me included. I'm not, trust me, I didn't get a free pass on this health thing. I have had to walk through this understanding and cleansing because of my own health issues. And lymph blockage is something I always struggled with. This is a big one on my heart. And it's also because I know the reality and the fact and the truth that so many are suffering because of the blockages of the lymphatic system. But I love God so much in that I know that if we do these things, we're going to see results. We're going to see healing. Whether you're 2 or 82 or 102, it doesn't matter. It's never too late to cleanse your body, to cleanse your lymph. If you do a combination of these things, I mean, think about what we just went through. Opening up your kidneys, cleansing light diet, heating herbs for stimulation and circulation, sweating, movement and exercise, jumping, rebounding, dry skin brushing, and enemas. I mean, how can you do those things and not get better? It doesn't matter what your situation. It doesn't matter if you have an autistic child. It doesn't matter if you have Alzheimer's. It doesn't matter if you have diabetes. It doesn't matter what it is. If you do these things, you absolutely will get better, because what you're doing is you're assisting how God designed your body to be free from toxins by supporting the lymphatic system and moving these wastes out of the body. So these are the 7 keys to lymph cleansing. I pray that you embrace this, that you find God through your healing process, that you understand maybe for the first time in your life the lymphatic system, how amazing it is, how important it is, and why it's crucial to human health and sadly been forgotten in our culture. So I pray that you embrace these keys to lymph cleansing, and that you would be healed, you would be well, and you'd be free of sickness and disease, because it truly was God's intention.